is the G.I. Joe collaborative Autobot Kup Triple T with Sergeant Slaughter and Leatherneck. Yes, it's a rather large box, and Hunter was just here, but she ran off. And so they've been doing a few of these. They did Megatron, they did Soundwave, they did Bumblebee. Now we have the old veteran Kup as the Triple T. And I'm gonna break this out, go through it, and maybe it's something that you might like for your collection. If you're a Transformers fan, if you're a G.I. Joe fan, if you're both, why not? If you're new to the channel, I'm Captain Kyle, welcome aboard. If you've been watching for a while, thanks for coming back, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. All right, let's break into this and have some fun and check it out. Be right back. So I'm going to take my knife and carefully slice the very interesting way they package these things, which is with a half and half kind of box, which is kind of weird, but it slides open like so to reveal cardboard and the Hasbro symbol. So I'm gonna put these things over here. The box says it's top secret, so luckily I have clearance to open this thing up. The clearance was obtained by me purchasing this damn thing. And let's see what's inside. First we have Kup himself. There he is. I think we need to swing his feet out though. And he's got the big old USA and an American flag on the front. I suppose they're not making an Action Force version of this. He's got these treads, which we'll figure out how to attach in a moment. On the underside, there's Autobot paper, which makes sense. I'm not going to complain there's no G.I. Joe paper. We have instructions and a shitty piece of paper. And unlike the reaction stuff, we have two figures on card, Sergeant Slaughter and Leatherneck. Put those over here for now. I'm sure we'll be using them as part of this whole review. But first, let's dive into the Autobot paper. Okay, it's a little small. I'll just cut it open. How's that? It has tape, and inside it has a couple of these guns and a couple of missiles, and nothing else. No gun for Kup? That's kind of disappointing. He'd probably like a musket. Oh, well, I guess these do serve as his guns. They don't look like muskets. So these pieces pop on right onto his back, like so. There's these posts. It's kind of near his back, sides of his back. Now the missiles apparently attach on the side of the treads, in robot mode at least. They have a cutout area that matches this post. And these look like surface-to-air missiles. Would make sense fighting Decepticon Seekers or, you know, Cobra Rattlers. Now the guns for storage can plug back here on his backpack, the tread backpack, if he doesn't want to carry them around. But apparently you can also take them and put them in his fists so he can say hello to my little friends. All right, so now he is fully outfitted as an Autobot warrior working with G.I. Joe. Give a little spin on the turntable of doom. You can see his treads on the back, the missiles attached. Very nice. And he stands on his feet. Looks like 9¼ inches tall. So he's a pretty tall dude. A little bigger than a lot of the other Kups that we have. Now we'll probably need the instructions at some point, but before we get into the posability and all that, apparently you can open up his back and he's got a little computer. I think it has some extra space in there, so you can put your weed in there. Sorry, I had to say it. I was just reading through old comments and I failed to say it in one review, and someone didn't believe I'd used that joke before. Oh, I have. So there we got Sergeant Slaughter. Nice guy, I've met him. I don't think he actually performed any military service in real life, but he did for G.I. Joe. He comes with a little figure stand, there he is. And he can apparently work a computer, amazingly. There are posts on this platform, so you can stand Sergeant Slaughter in the back, but there's two other posts, so I didn't know that Sergeant Slaughter wanted to get that close to any of his fellow Joes, but Leatherneck, who also comes with a little stand, along with a rifle and a backpack, which is clever that they can plug it right into the hole that's in the back of these figures. But there are two more posts in the back, so you can plug someone else back there, and that looks very romantic. I mean, I guess it's don't ask, don't tell in G.I. Joe, or please tell. But yeah, so they can ride. That just doesn't sound right. They can ride Kup, and Sergeant Slaughter has this kind of little whip thing, little whip baton. Who knows what's in the backpack? So that is the robot mode in conjunction with these 3¾ inch G.I. Joe action figures who are not fraternizing while on duty, or maybe they are. All right, let's get to the Transformer. We'll bring back this turntable of doom, but first we're gonna close up his little platform there, and let's take a look at some posability. Now, ankle swivels, he's got them. Look at that. He can have quite the wide stance. Kick forward, kicking back, he kind of runs into his backpack, side kick, And no, I didn't forget. Full Jean-Claude Van Damme. You can even kind of rest him on his legs and balance him so he's not even having to hold himself up. So that is pretty good. And we will put him on the turntable of doom and slowly spin him so you can see him fall over to the centrifugal force. All right, the legs also swivel all the way around. He bends at the, or twists at the waist rather, all the way around. Wish I could, my back could certainly use a little twisting. Now, it doesn't seem to have any ab crunch or anything like that. The arms would be able to go all the way around, except his treads are in the way. But they can go out to the side very nicely, go back and forth, bend at the elbow. He's got definitely a swivel there and a swivel right above the elbow. So a swivel at the shoulder and a swivel at the elbow. The fists themselves twist all the way around. The fingers are not articulated in any way. They're just fists meant to hold weapons or punch somebody. Maybe hold a roll of quarters in there and bam, bam. His head turns all the way around. And I gotta say, this head sculpt on Kup, I mean, barring the rest of the body, is one of the better head sculpts on Kup I've seen. It's just very reminiscent of his first appearance in the movie. I think it might be a little bit different shade of green, but the sculpt itself is very nice. You can kind of move these a little bit, but I think that's part of the transformation, so I don't think... But now see, the arm goes further. A little ratcheting in there. So there's Kup. Very nice design, very nice posability. He is bulky, which is pretty much a necessity for these guys because they need to fit 3 3/4 inch figures on them and, you know, still transform and such. All right, let's take his guns out of his hands. I don't see any other compartments or such. One more twist and let's get him into vehicle mode. So there is Kup in the triple T mode. I don't know what the triple means, but it has some nice things on it. It says Sergeant Slaughter, so he's basically the property of Sergeant Slaughter. Slavery is wrong, man. This is a sentient being. Sheesh. Put your name on him, unless you're lovers. Yeah, very cool. Now, it's got storage on the back for the rifle, the backpack, and the baton whip thing. Sex toy, I don't know. But it's very cool. It's got seating, so Sergeant Slaughter can slide into Kup. Shut up, Logan. And grab his thing there. And there are posts on the side, so Leatherneck can stand on the side, even reach over and not reach around, reach over and hold on while it is in motion. Now, there are wheels on the bottom, so we're gonna do the roll test. Not too bad. Kind of skids out a little. He'll fight for freedom wherever there's trouble. G.I. Joe was there. G.I. Joe, they make slaves out of Transformers. G.I. Joe will dare. No, they don't. It's an ally ship. There's a nice Autobot symbol right on the front there, which is nice. KDP3 1586. I don't know if those numbers have any type of... Hey, sorry, Leatherneck. Any type of significance? You can also open up the back once again if Leatherneck wants to be back here using the computer, and there's still the holes or the posts behind him, so Sergeant Slaughter can come behind him. You know what I'm saying? Homoerotic adventure, G.I. Joe will dare. I'm sorry, there's just so many things about this as far as where they are placed and how close they are that just seem a little inappropriate in a military setting. That's all I'm saying. But he's got his missiles here, his guns here, which can change direction, so he can fire up at rattlers and seekers and flying monkeys. You know, if they happen to go to Oz. You don't want to go to prison, man. You don't want to go to Oz. But yeah, I like it. Very cool. The transformation, everything pops into place, which is nice. It's just wiggling it into place can be a little bit weird. And as you can see on the bottom, his arms actually plug into the sides here, and his legs bend to appropriately line up the treads, which are obviously non-working treads, but they got the wheels on the bottom to simulate, not stimulate. Jeez, where's my mind tonight? But it is a very cool G.I. Joe vehicle that changes into an old, ornery veteran of the Cybertronian Wars. And yeah, rushing in a battle like this, attacking Cobra, and then they get off the vehicle, and Cobra's like, you don't have anything to fear from there. And then it transforms and, you know, rips some new assholes. I think that's a pretty cool tactic. So it's fun. And yeah, and not just for Leatherneck and Sergeant Slaughter, who have a little bit of a relationship with this vehicle. I still don't think you should have put your name on him. It's kind of possessive, don't you think? But fun toy, definitely recommend it. I'm gonna put a link in the description so you can hopefully get this guy. Might still be available on various websites, so I'll search it out for you, put some links. It'll all be good. And if you're a Joe fan, if you're a Transformers fan, if you're both, this guy is good for you. A Leatherneck can even balance on one leg while preparing to do a crane kick. No defense, Daniel-san. No defense, Leatherneck-san. So the vehicle, it's about 5 1/4 inches wide and about, if you go all the way out to the hitch, it's about 7 inches long. Just the size Sergeant Slaughter likes it. I have no idea. But again, links in the description. I hope if you're enjoying this content as much as Honor loves rushing into videos, then by all means feel free to subscribe. And while you're mulling this over, you can actually check out this video over here, which is the Soundwave Dreadnought Thunder Machine. Another cool G.I. Joe Transformers crossover. And we will see you next time. As always, have fun and good hunting.